We did have a brush fire on Cliff Drive along the power lines, about 3 acres. Very late Friday night, early Saturday morning, like the 2 o'clock in the morning time frame. 3 acres along the power lines on the Cliff Drive side, so not on the town forest side. Required mutual aid from Plainville, Foxborough, Norton, DCR, which is the fire control for the state, as well as Plainville companies.
It's one thing fighting a fire in a residential neighborhood. You have hydrants nearby. What was the case over the weekend?
So we got very lucky. We had a hydrant at the end of Cliff Drive, and we were able to stretch about 800 feet of what we call 3-inch hose down the power lines to supply one of the fire trucks. We did utilize some other apparatus that had additional water to help put out the fire, as the fire was in two different locations.
Not good, but at the same time better than the North Shore. Salem has been fighting fires for quite some time.
Yeah, no, it's a brush fires are tough to begin with. Now add the extra of 2 o'clock in the morning, it makes it extremely dangerous because of the darkness, the terrain, the rocks, the hills. It puts the firefighters at extreme risk. You are right, the North Shore is getting nailed right now with brush fires. Over 100 acres in Salem, Middletown, the same scenario, and we're looking at a red flag day again for tomorrow. Very dry conditions and very high winds tomorrow.
It's dry. You've got the wind, but any idea what sparks a fire like the one over the weekend?
So Cliff Drive, it appears that there was a party of some sort in the woods. We found a very large fire pit in the woods where there was something going on. There was some bottles there. But there was definitely a fire going on there. And the ones up in the North Shore, not really sure. Could be cigarettes. It could be a number of things that started it.
So people need to use extreme caution this time of year.
Yeah, extreme caution. I can't stress that enough. Technically, burning is only allowed from January 15th to May 1st. That's with a permit. That's for small debris. That's for twigs. There's no leaves. But that's the only time that people are allowed to burn in the Commonwealth. Now, with that being said, everyone can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and buy a fire pit, or you can build your own fire pit. But technically, you are only allowed to use those fire pits for cooking. And we've had issues in the past where we do probably 40 to 50 calls a year for unauthorized burning due to complaints because either the smoke or how large the fires are. And we will go out there, we will investigate, we will determine what the fire pit is being used for, and if it's not being utilized for cooking purposes, the fire will be extinguished.